Stranger Things is over after almost 10 years.
Thank God. I'm just kidding.
Probably one of the first shows. I don't care. I'm just going to keep going. Probably one of the first shows that Netflix had that meant anything to Netflix. And we have to talk about it, what we thought about it, the internet's reaction, all that and more here on Relatively Terrible.
I love you, but you're all terrible.
I'm Josh.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Jackson.
And this is the Relatively Terrible podcast. Today we're talking Stranger Things. First of all, let's start with this. I want to start with this first. Starting with Jackson, I want you to rank the seasons in your order of best to worst.
Okay, got to start with season 1, season 4, season 3, season 2, season 5.
I'm going to have to agree.
That's your exact ranking?
I think because if you look past the one bad episode in season 2, it is a really good season.
I agree.
But season 5 is just so inconsistent.
Yes.
Wow.
Reach.
They are definitely twins. Rach? That shut them up.
I think I would say 1, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Wow. Okay, 1 is always going to be the best for me. 4, 3, 2, 5.
So you agree with our list, or?
I think it was pretty close.
Okay.
I couldn't remember, and I didn't just want to be lame like Calvin and say same. So, water.
Why can't I
can do it too.
Water. Shut the f up.
But 2016, I mean, this show came out.
I was 5.
That's nuts.
Holy
Wait a minute. Oh my
crap.
gosh. You were
I was
5 years old.
5 when that came out. I was 14.
That is depressing.
I'm kind of shocked I was able to watch it at 7 years old.
No, you watched it at 6 because I was 9.
Babe.
6'9", 6'9".
Gosh, I knew he was
No
gonna do
one
that.
here is wearing anything Stranger Things right now. Oh, I'm wearing Stranger Things underwear.
Yeah, right.
And your mom and I use Stranger Things condoms.
Wait,
they come in
what?
3 different sizes. So the smallest is
Demodog?
Hold on.
Demodog, Demogorgon, Vecna.
No, Vecna is the smallest size because it wasn't really that funny, but okay. The smallest size is Vecna because of 1. Medium size is called the Harrington because he's probably doing okay. And then the largest size
Suck my fat one!
No.
Derek, yes!
No.
What?
It's Murray. The largest size is Murray. Come on. He looks like a penis. Like, look at this.
Oh my god.
The guy looks like a penis. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
2016, Stranger Things came out. Can you guys think of a show before Stranger Things that Netflix had? Or a movie or anything?
Nope, I can't.
I mean,
There's nothing.
I remember when, it was announced when Netflix was going to start making their own shows, and everyone kind of went, "Really, really?"
Yep.
So yeah, that just shows you how really quickly streaming services have evolved over the last 10 years.
And that first season was so great. I remember
perfect.
watching it, and I remember during the 4th episode, I pulled out my laptop and started designing a shirt for Hawkins High. And I think it was the first fan art that hit anywhere. And I literally sold thousands of that shirt.
Damn.
Because there was no IP infringement. All it said was Hawkins High. It had a generic tiger on it, and it looked like it was from the 80s, and people just lost their minds over it. So thank you, Stranger Things, for that. It was amazing. There was also subsequent shirts that you can get at uploadsoffun.com. Just click on merch, check them out.
Shameless
We're not
plug.
sponsored.
We're sponsored by Uploads of Fun, so go
Yeah.
buy a dang shirt. There you go.
It's so crazy to think I was 5 when that came out.
And they watched it when you were 7 and you were...
No,
he
I
was
was 6 and he was
9.
9. 6'9", 6'9".
6'9", very cool. But when you guys were watching that show, that is the first time that I
my
saw
gosh, here
both
we
of
go.
them sob, crying. They were weeping.
But if we watched it now, we would have different reactions.
But you
Over
were
who?
young.
Barb.
Justice for Barb.
Well, what scene? It was specifically when you see
saw her dead, like with the
in the
vines
upside
over her and everything.
When Will came back.
You cried when Will came back?
Yeah, we did. Remember in the hospital, we wept. Remember?
yeah.
Yeah. We
Wept.
wept at that too.
You didn't weep. You wept.
Wept.
We wept at that too. I
You said
only
we
remember.
weep when he came home.
We weep when
he came home. Weird. He came home. He don't get no more. Go ahead.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, if we watched it now,
We would have
Well, no, but it
completely
was-
different reactions.
you guys were little.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm kind of with Calvin. I'm shocked you let us watch that at that young of an age.
Well, I fast forwarded past the Steve and Nancy
oh yeah.
stuff.
But yeah,
So
that
there wasn't
when-
anything that bad in it.
No, not really.
Well, and you guys have always been a little more mature and able to handle probably some
Yeah.
more intense content than other kids. I mean, let's face it, not many 14-year-olds are watching Breaking Bad. Or at least not with their parents' permission.
That is
Calvin,
a
listen,
fact.
you're the type of kid that your brother's older than you and you kind of live up to his age. He doesn't live down to you, you live up to his age, so you are a little bit more mature and you're able to handle things. And I think that's how what parents should look out for when they're letting their kids do certain things, like have a cell phone or watch certain shows. It should go by the kid. It shouldn't just be a random age.
Yeah.
Life should have no template. That's it. Life should have no template.
Water.
Okay.
I knew it.
Water.
I freaking
I
knew
was
it.
giving you Gandhi level quotes over here, and you're like, Walter.
Maybe don't let your 14-year-old watch a show that he's just
Now-
going to turn all into a meme.
Water, I'm a YouTuber.
But did you even remember it? Like, watching it, do you remember anything from watching it when you were that age, or no? Just the crying?
Yeah,
Not just the crying, but it was unlike anything we had ever seen before. It was definitely very unique.
Plus, you guys have watched all the seasons since, and I think for me, one of the reasons season 4 is so special is because, and this is why I was a little bit perturbed at Calvin, because he started to do his teenager, I'm a dick now kind of a thing.
What?
Watching season 4 was special. We got you guys off of school.
Ooh, that was a
Right,
got
we
it.
took them out of school. We got a bunch of snacks. We went to Uncle Lou's, and we like binged the whole thing. And Calvin, you said you loved it. That's why when you started saying like I'm just not a big fan of the show, I was like,
No. Oh my
Where
God.
did that come? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Wow, he doesn't even have an answer
No,
for
but
it.
I recently rewatched season 4, and yeah, it's a great season. It's so much better than season 5.
So before we get to season
like
That
5,
is, that is just facts.
listen.
Preach.
Listen. Before we get to season 5, so you don't have any reasoning for why you just kind of like backed off on it.
Because it was so good, he needed a reason to
Did you
hate
just
it.
want to look cool in front of your friends?
Hell no.
Stranger Things sucks. I got a big one. So,
Suck my fat one.
Water. I don't understand it. All right. Season 5. We have to talk about it. There will be no more Stranger Things. Now, there will be spin-offs. There's already a live action one in the works, the Duffer Brothers say, but it'll be a completely different people, different time period, different city. And there's also Stranger Things Tales of 85, which will go from in between season 2 and season 3. There'll be stuff that happened there. Season 2 and season 3.
2-3.
Kind of, it's a cartoon, but I'm like, I don't.
Cartoon.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be amazing for me to be like, yeah, that's good because
Cartoons are extremely hit or miss.
Yeah, I agree. But what I think what I want to talk about first is the internet's reaction to season 5.
It's bad.
I don't understand why we allow people to have access to computers, phones, and let them just. I'll start. I'm just going to say it's not as good as all the other seasons.
No.
But I do not know and I may never know what the Duffer Brothers went through to have to create and land this plane of this epic show where every season everyone loves it except for one episode. I don't know what they had to go through. Also, I was thinking about, it started in 2016. Netflix was completely different. 10 years later, how much control did Netflix have over this last season? It might have been too much. They did land the plane. They landed it well. I liked that the last 55 minutes was wrapping up all these characters that I've spent 9 years with. That was really cool. There were some things I would change about it, but I'm not a filmmaker, at least not yet. I'm not going to go out there and try to say that there's like 50,000 plot holes because there wasn't one plot hole.
Well, and people are using the word plot hole way too
Incorrectly.
loosely because
a plot hole means if something happens, everything else after it doesn't make sense because of that thing. That's a plot hole.
and I don't believe Stranger Things has one. Are there things that could be better? Yes, but that doesn't make it a plot
And it's
hole.
not possible for a show like that had so many different things going on. You didn't need to know what happened between Susie and
Susie and
Dustin. Like that didn't need a wrap up
She
or
lived in
something
Utah.
happened.
Yeah.
They were kids and it was long distance. They were at camp together. I mean, that didn't need a
No,
resolution.
the only reason she even came back is because they were traveling from Vegas back to Indiana and it was on the way.
Yeah.
Well, and that was
So-
extremely smart, and that one part at their house in season 4 is hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
love the whole thing.
But that's not a plot hole that they
No.
didn't wrap it up. There was nothing there to wrap up.
That was an alternate storyline. I heard someone explain it on the internet. That was an alternate storyline that was resolved. Or it just didn't go anywhere and it doesn't matter because it doesn't affect the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Well,
There were
and
multiple of those.
Well, and I really enjoyed that they brought back that douchey girl from season 2 that wouldn't dance with Dustin because exactly what Nancy said in season 2 happened.
Yep.
The girls will wise up and they'll be crazy over you.
There you go.
That's exactly what happened. So that I actually enjoyed that. But the fact that they didn't go to the party just to play D&D, that was pretty stupid. Let me tell you, in real life, that is not what would have happened. Just saying.
Why? Parties suck.
But all right, let's just be for real. When a girl asks you to go to a party, you at least show up for 15 minutes, and if it sucks, you leave.
Unless you just fought an intergalactic battle 18 months ago with your friends and now you
Yeah.
graduated high school and your town of
on,
Hawkins
Walter.
is now healed, you might just go play D&D.
Speaking of that, you saying the 18 months thing, everyone pitching a fit over how did Max graduate?
She had 18 months.
She had 18
I mean,
months. We know this is a really smart kid, and let's face it, we know how much time is wasted in school. You're telling me that girl could not catch up?
Right. When I think
For the time that she missed?
When I would think the school policies at that time in Hawkins would be very lenient. So I could get on board with Max being able to graduate.
That didn't
Come
bother
on.
me the way it's bothered a bunch of
No.
people on the internet either.
No, I thought about this the other day when we were rewatching a part of season 4. You could sit and pick apart any show you want because Eddie picks up his guitar and I'm like, he didn't tune it.
Yeah.
He's got a little Fender amp. Where's the big amp? Wait, where's Metallica? I hear Metallica playing, but they're not there. You could sit there and be an ass for an hour. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should just throw on a show that people love and just pick it apart because that is what happened when season 5 came out. Everyone felt like they had a license to just all of a sudden crap all over it.
Well, because if you are determined to hate something, you will hate it no matter what.
Well, and I also think let's think about this as well. The internet was flooded with everyone talking about this. So people, it's rage bait. It's people trying to stand out and think that they had some unique perspective or insight. And also, and I think we can be guilty of this as well. It also can be very cool to shit on the popular thing.
Sure.
And a lot of times, I think a lot of things that are popular are not good. But a lot of times, things that are very popular are popular for a reason. Take Harry Potter. There has to be something there to capture the imagination of generations now of people. It can't be that terrible. Maybe it's not your cup of tea or whatever, but there's got to be something there, right? And I think it's the same for Stranger Things. There's something there. And again, and I think a lot of people, I think you mentioned this the other day, it seemed like a lot of the people online were just, they watched the 5th season and they really didn't understand what the show was about, and that's why they didn't like the wrap-up of all of the characters and everything. They were expecting, I don't know what they were expecting, something completely different.
Well, when you had the first half of the season was amazing. Everyone loved it. No one was saying anything about it. Once you had the second part of the season and the Will coming out episode, which everyone hated and they thought it was poor timing, that was the breaking point. So there was no way the finale was going to get the love that it should have got. Because that last episode was a love letter to the fans. It was wrapping up all the characters. It was actually a very clever ending if you understood what happened. And not many people understand because not many people can use this anymore. And that's really sad. Jackson, Calvin, Rachel, also, we should all go through and talk about one thing we would want to change, and maybe we can try to understand why we would want to change that. What's one thing you would want to change about the 5th about the 5th season finale?
5th season finale. Okay, so you have this giant fight scene with this giant monster. Vecna's in it. All the kids are in it. And it ends so quickly, in my opinion. And I was thinking, oh, Vecna's laying there. He's almost dead. There's got to be a twist. Something's going to happen. And Joyce just chops his head off, and that's it. And I'm thinking, oh, that's it. Really? That's it? It needed to be longer. I think
Why,
the battle.
though? Because
Why? Because
why?
it's the final big battle. I wanted it to be longer, not dragged out, but just longer than they
Well,
made
and
it.
But you remember, you got to think about this. Sorry, real quick. You got to think about the show as a whole. And that battle has been going on since day one. This is not, I know it was short in that moment, but it wasn't, it was a long, long battle. And the one thing I saw today I thought was really smart is everyone outside wasn't hurting that thing. No one outside wasn't hurt. That was just a distraction. 11 went inside and took on Vecna.
It was 11 and Will.
Yeah, 11 and Will. So I see what you're saying. Also, let's talk about everyone saying there was no Demogorgons, there was no this, there was no that. Think back to season 3. When all those people had to form to make the Mind Flayer that was inside the mall. That everyone's saying that's how that Mind Flayer was formed. All the creatures on the planet had to come into it to make it that big. And that's why there was no creatures.
That's an interesting point. But one thing that was just kind of unclear throughout the whole thing is that the Mind Flayer is the ultimate bad guy, right? Vecna's just a vessel, basically.
Yeah.
Where's the Mind Flayer then? I know it's a hive mind and they're all connected, but I was expecting now the Mind Flayer, I don't know, something.
But is the Mind Flayer the ultimate evil? That whatever that spirit is, whatever that thing is, it's almost like in it. It manifests itself inside the clown, inside whatever you're scared of. That thing, it's ethereal. It's a spirit. It's from the abyss. It's not like the Predator or anything. It's not like a
P. Diddy?
I don't know. It's very hard to explain, but I don't think
For me, I don't need that explained, because I think that there's.
Well, they're going to have so many spin-offs and stuff. They're going to get into that eventually.
I think the play gets into what that is.
Really?
The play, the first shadow.
I wish that would come here in Memphis.
Well, they're going to put it on Netflix at some point.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're going to put it on
Wait,
Netflix.
so the Mind Flayer wasn't that giant monster?
It is.
Okay,
But it's just
okay.
like in season 3 when that thing came to the mall and it was all the people. The same thing had to happen for it to form again because the Mind Flayer is a spirit.
Yeah.
So remember when Henry went to the Upside Down in season 4 and showed you what was going on and saw the thing from Will's drawing, and it was just a cloud. It didn't have a physical body. So once 11 went inside and attacked it, as long as she was successful, it was going to be over.
Yep.
Because that was the heart. I don't know. I wish it was a little longer, I guess, but the more I thought about it and the angrier I got from seeing everyone talk about the battle, I was like, man, they've been doing this for a long time. And I thought Joyce cutting off his head was definitely a fitting moment.
I disagree with people online saying she wasn't the right one to take the final blow. What are you talking about?
I mean,
do you
to
remember
me-
her from season 1 or
Yep.
season 2? Any of the times she saw her son in that much pain and
She
all the
deserves
stuff
that.
she had to go through?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That I completely disagree with. But aside from the battle being longer, I get it. I prefer the time going into the wrap-ups because that's more important. I wanted someone to die. Personally, I wanted someone to die. The true best characters, in my personal opinion, are the ones that die. That's why I like Mike from Breaking Bad so much. His death was...
Spoiler alert!
Well, okay, the show's been out for a long time.
Walter, you killed me.
Well, and especially how they die, because Mike's death was the most unexpected but most realistic death in all of Breaking Bad, in my opinion.
So I will challenge you with this question. Who would it be that the Duffer Brothers wouldn't be hated for the rest of their lives?
Well, I wanted Steve to die, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right when he fell, I was like, oh,
Man,
what?
they rage baited us.
Man,
with
I was
that.
like, oh, come on,
No, but
Steve!
then it was Jonathan
beautiful.
that got
That was
him.
such a
That
beautiful
was cool.
moment.
But if anyone were to save him, I'm glad it was Jonathan.
That was
Yeah.
beautiful. I literally almost cried in the theater because there's so many girls in there crying. It was like, this is a safe space.
Well, I would have been okay with 11 dying. Now I get it. They made it out to be, it's whatever you think it is. But anytime there's a possibility that a character can still be alive,
They're alive.
They're alive.
But Kali died.
Yeah, no one's going to miss her.
Yeah, no
but
one likes her.
Damn!
But
gonna
listen,
miss her.
one of the theories I saw, though, that I think might be real, is there was quite a time gap between her getting shot and bleeding the way that she was. And she was strong enough to still cast that spell of illusion and help. So
didn't
one
get
of the theories I saw is that actually her getting shot was an illusion as well.
I did see that, yeah.
Now, where I think that falls short is when 11 gives her bracelet to Hopper before she goes to the abyss, her hands are bloody. So, I mean,
That could have been
she
from anything, though.
Yeah, but I do think that was actually an interesting theory that actually Callie wasn't shot, and that was their plan to make it look like it.
It could be.
That's a great theory. I never
like
thought
that
of it
theory.
that way. Wow.
Jackson, you still haven't answered my question, though. Who would
said
you have...
11.
I said 11.
Oh,
I would have
okay.
enjoyed it if 11 had died. I would have enjoyed.
Damn,
I would
that
have
was-
enjoyed it. Right when she went in there, I said, "Okay, you know what? That's good. I get it. You won't kill Pretty Boy Steve. You want to kill 11. That's fine."
Well, and at least it made sense because as much as no one liked Callie, she raised a really great point that had
Absolutely.
to be addressed. You take out Vecna, you take out the Mind Flayer, you still have them out there with those, 11 and Callie with those powers,
Yep.
and you still have the government.
Well,
you
as
still
much-
have the Russians. You still have, they're going to be hunted their whole lives
Well,
and
you have
experimented
people.
on.
Anytime there's people, that's what's going to
Right.
happen. And you have to remember, aside from Vecna, the Mind Flayer, all that, the one who started all this was Brenner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's his fault for everything that happened. It was never. It was a man. It was a human.
Yeah, because a man is always going to seek after power. And when Brenner seen whatever was in that rock or whatever they were trying to do and knew it could be replicated or harnessed. Calvin, what about you? What would you change? Or what would you add? Or what would you do?
Yeah, I'd probably I wanted the big battle to be a little bit longer, but the points y'all made make sense. Yeah, and probably the whole coming out scene, not needed.
No, we
It
all
was
knew.
so unnecessary, but like you said, it's like, did the Duffers actually have control over that scene? Was it Netflix that made them do that? So
Well, in the take aside the subject matter, the acting, that scene in general was just hard to watch. And
I don't like girls.
Well, they put out, they put out there, and I don't know why they did this, because this did not make me think anything better of the scene. They were like, it took 12 hours to film, and then it took 12 hours of reshoots. that should tell you that
There's something wrong with the scene.
Yeah, something wrong with the writing, something wrong with the actors not vibing with that material, and you're trying to create something that is just so cringe. And, you know, the truth is, if someone came out in the 80s, this is not how it would have went down at all.
That scene
That was a 2020s coming out scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The setting, the acting, everything about that scene was just wrong. And you have to remember, in that context, they were all getting ready for a battle.
Right.
And it would have been better if they had shortened it up and if it was just like Will and Mike or Will and his mom, something short and sweet and simple.
Calvin, who would you have taken out if you were the Duffer Brothers?
Yeah, 11. Like,
11?
because when they showed her at the end, I'm like, bruh, really? Like, just finish her off.
That was
Mortal Kombat
disappointing.
her.
A little bit
Did you have
disappointing.
any changes that you would make? Anything that we haven't talked about yet?
So I think the only thing I wanted to have, I did not have really much of an emotional reaction when 11 pulled Mike into the void. And I don't know, like that just didn't tug at my heartstrings at the way I wanted it to.
Agreed. I agree with you.
There are other conversations and other things that happen that, you know, those conversations like between Hopper and Elle and stuff that were more emotional. And I just wanted, I don't know. And it wasn't like it was the acting necessarily. It was just sort of the dialogue fell flat a little bit for me.
It was Finn Wolfhard's acting.
Oh,
in that movie.
yes. You see, that's why I truly believe season 1 is the best for one key component. They were better actors as kids.
For sure.
But
I
hold
believe
on,
that.
Hold on. But go back and watch season 4, the piggyback episode, and watch Mike's acting there.
Yeah.
It's much better.
But then Will's acting is worse in season 4.
Because he didn't have enough dialogue in season 4. He had more dialogue in 5, and he had more time to get his chops together, and his acting ability, I think, just got better.
The other thing you have to think about Will, like I agree, but I also think leading up to season 5, you really are supposed to perceive him as weak and like he's not okay. You know, I mean, I think they nailed that really well with, yes, he was still possessed, for lack of a better term, but even if that wasn't the case, that kid's going to be in therapy the rest of his life. He's damaged.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bad.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's what made his transformation in season 5 so good, was it was like, okay, he's finally got it.
Is there
But
anyone that you would have taken out and you'd been okay with?
I kind of agree that I think logically 11, I'm okay with the fact that she's probably still alive, but they had to do something. They had to do something with 11. They had to somehow stop the cycle, like Callie said, and I really think they had to do that. I was worried they were going to kill Steve. I was also worried they were going to kill Hopper, which that would have wrecked me because of everything Hopper went through in season 4. Like, if you were going to take out Hopper, if that man could survive fighting Demogorgons in a gulag,
A Russian
like,
gulag, yeah.
he needed to make it all the
Yeah.
way through. So I'm really glad they didn't kill him.
Well, and I'm glad they had him and Joyce finally marry.
Yes.
in the end.
Yes.
W-Riz.
That was good. Well, and the fact that they were going to go away,
Yeah.
start a new life, that
Get out of
sounds good.
Hawkins.
I think I agree with everything that you guys are saying that that you would change about the season. I just wish it was filmed and written more like season 4 or season 1, maybe even stripped down further. I was always worried about after watching season 1 and all the hype and how great it was, I was worried season 2 would not be as good. And it wasn't, because they had money. And money ruins things a lot of times. Now, they brought it back in with season 3. It got better. In season 4, season 5 just felt a little generic. A lot of the dialogue felt generic, especially Robin. She got really annoying. I know they wanted her to quip all the time, but in season 4, she only quipped and talked when she needed to, and it was perfect. And the acting in season 5 was not as good. And I heard that they filmed over 680 hours of footage, and I feel like that's a problem, because how is anyone supposed to have the man hours to edit that and make sure they're using the right takes?
God.
So I just wonder if certain things were left on the cutting room floor that shouldn't be. Now we're gonna find out. They're putting out a documentary soon on the making of season 5. So they were also doing that. So I feel like that's another thing. When you got that documentary going in the background, did that hurt the season? Do you know what I'm saying? Did the filming of this get treated more like we're gonna document all this, and we're gonna put the season out, and it's gonna be fine? It just felt different. It felt generic. And I hope it's because of Netflix, because I don't think the Duffer Brothers would allow it to happen. They've made the show so perfect. It took so long to make each of these seasons.
Well, can we talk though about
Yes.
episode 4 of season 5?
The Sorcerer?
I mean, that was, in my opinion, the best episode.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that
season
was,
5 easily. Yes.
And I think that's why. The battle, the final battle and the finale I think it was good, but I think it fell a little bit short of the battle in episode 4 in terms of how epic that was. And you wanted that final one to live up to that, because I mean, to me, episode 4, and when Will finally channels in and that conversation he has with Vecna, and that was so good. I was so pumped after that episode.
Oh, yes.
And
I was prepared in my mind, I think I told you, to download all the episodes. And what I was going to do is at the end of The Sorcerer, you could cut to Joyce cutting off Vecna's head. I'm talking about cut out the second half of the season, just cut right to Joyce cutting off Vecna's head, and then cut to the last 55 minutes of the season finale. And I would have been fine. Also, if the finale would have sucked, Stranger Things for me would have ended at that episode you're talking about, The Sorcerer.
but
Will getting powers, fade to black, Stranger Things is over.
yeah.
Cool. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah. Well, I think though I also need, and I can't remember which episode it is, but I needed Steve and Dustin. I needed their relationship to resolve. Again, something that I thought was really realistic was how angry Dustin was.
Sure.
And how messed up he was after losing Eddie. And you understand why he's behaving the way that he is, and you understand why he and Steve have so much tension. And I did like how they resolved that in that scene in the building with the ladder falling through the floor.
Yep.
And then, they obviously showed that their relationship continued. But I needed that too.
Yeah. I think The Sorcerer was really great, and you're right about the battle, because I thought about that a couple times.
That looked like a video game. Like the way it was filmed,
epic.
the action, the kids with the, it was so good.
The one thing I did like about the finale battle was I liked the look of the monster.
Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of that,
Yeah.
everyone is saying the Mind Flayer got downgraded when it looked like that.
No.
What?
No.
I have seen all over my feed like, oh, it's not as scary looking, it got downgraded. And I'm just like, what are you talking
Okay.
about? You'd rather just have like a shadow figure than this cool, like, you're
Plus,
just
we-
stupid.
It was
very cool.
unique.
We never
and
knew the actual shape of the Mind
Well,
Flayer.
there really isn't one, because
Yeah.
it's just one shadow, and shadows change their form. That people need to shut up on that. And the CGI on that monster
Really good.
was
It looked amazing.
nuts. It looked
It looked great.
absolutely incredible, inside and out.
Yeah, and they got the perspective, I think, and the sizing right on 11 when she was going up to it. Like, sometimes CG like that can be hit or miss because you're kind of guessing. That was really good. I don't agree with all the people comparing it to the old Linkin Park video, saying it's that bad of CG. And I'm like, see, once people, though, find this way to rage bait and they know they can get views, it doesn't
say
matter.
anything.
They'll say anything.
They'll say anything.
But they won't say it to your face. They really wouldn't. No. And you know what? If somebody, that's the thing about art, and Stranger Things is art. It's subjective. It's okay to not like it, but not everyone needs your opinion about it. Especially like most of these things that came out were dead wrong. And the ones that I disagreed with, that I was okay with how they were saying it, you could tell they were fans. I would listen to their perspective and be like, I can see where you're coming from. In my mind, I'd be like, but you're still wrong. But I totally get it. They landed the plane. They did it well. and it left a lot open to interpretation. And some people don't like that, and I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay being able to sit there and think about it and work through it in my own mind. So any final thoughts on Stranger Things season 5 or the show in general? Any other
Well,
thoughts?
I think that last point you made is why Stranger Things isn't my favorite show of all time. I like it when, kind of like Harry Potter and Breaking Bad, it's a story that has a start, middle, end, and that's it. Breaking Bad has that, and Harry Potter has that. Stranger Things doesn't really have that because they're going to be spin-offs. There's going to be everything. It's almost like The Walking Dead. Is there really going to be an ending to it?
Well, Stranger Things, it's over. No, there's a beginning, middle, end.
Okay.
It's over.
But they're going to be
Spin-off-
spin-offs, so isn't
Yeah.
that going to be like part of the universe or something? Like,
But I think if you ask the Duffers, they would be like, "That's Stranger Things. Everything else is just ancillary. It's not important. It's not canon.
okay.
It's not canon." I mean, and the reason it's not my favorite show because Breaking Bad is they're just very different. But also
The acting in Breaking Bad makes Stranger Things. Oh my gosh.
different type,
Different show,
different
but
type.
the
Yeah.
actors and the casting in Breaking Bad just make Stranger Things look kind of shitty. I'm sorry, but Walter White, Bryan Cranston has better acting than anyone else in Stranger Things. That's just a fact.
But
Okay.
it's
Oh my
also the
gosh.
character he's playing. I mean, come
But
on.
also, like we just said, Will in season 4 not so great. Will in season 5 was better. I don't really like that. That's what makes Breaking Bad so good.
consistent.
It's consistent.
Yeah.
Their acting is consistent. The story is consistent. And when it ends, you're just like, oh my gosh, that's the best ending ever.
I mean, for me, Stranger Things though it was a very consistent show until that second half of season 5, and if that would have like held up, like after the Sorcerer, everything after the Sorcerer, if that would have stayed and just kept going up, it might beat Breaking Bad for me. But nothing will ever beat for me the first season of Stranger Things. Like incredible. Just the most unique thing I had watched in a long time. It was perfect, and it was everything you wanted it to be.
Well, and one thing that I enjoyed at Breaking Bad over Stranger Things is the main bad guy. Walter White, to me, is scarier than Vecna.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's something to be said for
Because he's-
it's sort of, it's that idea of like when you're dealing with like a fantasy series or sci-fi or whatever, you can kind of disassociate from those shows a little bit more because it's like, this isn't real. You
Well,
know what I mean?
because-
This is not a real thing. Whereas Walter White could be anybody. And that makes it scarier because that could happen.
Yeah.
Whereas you watch Stranger Things, and I did think it was interesting that they made the Upside Down an actual wormhole and that it wasn't magic. I actually liked that. But at the end of the day, you watch Stranger Things, you're like, I'm not worried about this actually happening.
right.
Walter White actually being your neighbor, dude, that could
Man.
happen. That could
That's
happen.
what I completely agree. I've never found, monsters or anything that scary, but a man who is filled with that much pride that he's willing to kill and do anything to get what he wants, that is scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Stranger Things, I don't really count Stranger Things. We were young, okay? That doesn't count when it comes to crying. Give me a break.
No,
We were young. We were young. We were not
under-
conscious then.
Oh my gosh, Calvin. That's not what conscious means.
Okay, listen.
But
No, it counts.
But with
It counts.
Breaking Bad being the only show Calvin has ever cried to, that says something.
Or had a physical
That
reaction to it.
says something to me.
Because that episode,
That is the best
it's a
episode in
10.
television
It's a 10.
ever.
Ozymandias,
Oh my gosh.
so good. No, I agree.
Oh, man.
I don't think anything will ever beat Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. I mean, for Vince Gilligan to have 2 shows in a row that were that good, we'll see what happens with Pluribus. Jury's still
Is
out.
it actually good?
It's got me my interest peaked, but it needs to go somewhere.
You wouldn't like it. I can tell.
It's
Calvin,
super slow.
Calvin,
It
yeah.
is super slow.
super slow.
Any other final thoughts from Calzone?
I wish Walter showed up in the
Oh
ending.
my gosh. Wait, we didn't
Like-
say the highlight of season 5 though. Derek.
Oh yeah, Derek.
Derek.
Suck my fat one.
Oh my gosh, I also love his character development. I know he went
Yes.
from being a
Derek
bully.
did not have any character development.
He did.
Come on.
I mean, he
A
went
little
from
bit, a little bit.
He went from being dipshit Derek to being delightful Derek.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have character development though,
Mom keeps
because he
taking that
went
one.
from. I mean, when he realized what was happening.
Tell Mr. Rogers to suck my fat one.
Well, in that one scene, I keep seeing it everywhere.
Your mom?
Theater reactions of people with when Derek, flips Vecna off and says, "Suck my fat." Everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
You know who else? Who else is? I agree. I think Derek was a great character, and I was finally happy to see
Oh, Mrs. Wheeler.
Karen effing Wheeler finally do some effing parenting.
For real.
That woman, her and Ted both, through every season, are the most oblivious, I mean, just stereotypical 80s parents who have no clue what is going on.
I mean, Mike in season 1 was able to keep her in
There was a
the
kid in
basement.
her house.
Well,
I mean,
oh my god.
Well, in
Yes.
that same season, Ted's like, if our son was keeping a girl in the house, we would know about it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Nope.
no.
these
not
people
even-
know nothing.
Joyce
so,
explained it perfectly though when she talked about how out of touch she was.
yeah.
She would work an 8-hour shift. She would come home. She'd turn on TV and she would drink until she fell asleep.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know where either of her kids are.
Yeah. Karen Wheeler was home all day and didn't know where her kids were or what they were up to for years.
You
for
can't,
years.
You can't
But-
blame her. You just blame
but-
the wine.
Yeah. But I did, when she finally realized what was going on and then to see those scars on her at the end was pretty wicked.
No, well, I just want to say thank you to the Duffer Brothers. I know you'll never see this, but wow, you guys are like, those guys, this makes me really depressed, but I'm going to say it anyways. Those guys are my age now. Like, so think about when they started that. That's kudos to them. That's pretty awesome for that being, because like if you go back and look at their IMDb, they did a couple of things, but this was just like,
Well, no kidding.
going back to, I don't understand the type of pressure that those dudes were under. And it's just like, I will compare Linkin Park here. Linkin Park, when they came out with Hybrid Theory, probably one of the greatest albums of all time, and then they had to come out with another album.
Yeah. How do you follow that up?
How do you follow that? Because the Duffer Brothers were working on Stranger Things for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and then they made it, and then they had to finish it. They didn't have the same amount of time that they did while they were making the other stuff, and it's just, I just don't think, and I also think it came through in the acting. I think a lot of the actors were probably really, obviously sad, torn apart. This is 10 years of their life.
Well, they grew up on this
Yeah,
shit.
even if they're ready to move on, it's still going to be tough. And I think a lot of times it doesn't come through as emotion on screen. It can come through as like you're phoning it in, because if you let your emotions take over, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do for the scene.
Mark my words, Caleb McLaughlin and Sadie Sink are going to be the only ones who really go on to have like a really good acting career.
You could be right. Sadie carried the season.
Absolutely.
Especially
Yeah.
when she came back.
She can act.
When she, oh man. When
Her
she
and
came,
Caleb,
that was awesome.
They can act. Everyone else is hit or miss. Even Millie Bobby Brown was not that great in
Man,
season
she just
5.
had the Giga Chad face the entire time. She did. You know what? She kind of did have that face. I'm not gonna lie, she did.
Because she might have been trying to hold her emotions in, and it's all she could do. Because if you listen to any videos about her acting, because there's the kid who played number 2 in season 4, he has a YouTube channel where he talks about his acting career, and a lot of his advice came from Millie Bobby Brown. So she's not a bad actress. I think she's over emotional, and I think sometimes that comes across as cringe, or in this situation where it is an
Very
actual
restrained.
Yeah, because she has to be. And that was relatively terrible. We'll see you on the next episode. Listen, if you have any questions or anything, go to uploadsofun.com, send us a message, or you can hit us up on our social channels at Relatively Terrible everywhere, like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
6'7".
Go support our GoFundMe. Millions of
don't-
kids are dying.
have
We are
Jackson.
just
That joke is old. We don't have a GoFundMe.
cancer, everyone. I'm gonna
have to start don't do cooking. that.
I'm gonna have to start cooking.